Welcome. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome to a very special edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem right here on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Google MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyo, Michael Bullock, and Dee Dee Woodson. And guys, we got a loaded show for you guys tonight. We're going to start it off with NXT War Games. Then we're going to go to AEW Dynamite tonight. Then to be followed by NXT, the Fallout from Survivor Series. So we're going to start it off with NXT War Games. And ladies and gentlemen, what a night it was. War Games live from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. The first fight of the night, well, we had a singles match, a pre-show fight. Angel Garza versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. Angel Garza won the match in 7 minutes and 35 seconds. So, decent fight. Nothing more to add there. But here we go, guys. So, it started with the Women's War Games match. Team Ripley versus Team Baszler. For Team Ripley, it was Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and Dakota Kai. And for Team Baszler, Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray. When it was all said and done, the winners of the War Games at 27 minutes and 24 seconds was Team Ripley. Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae won it. Okay, during the match, absolute chaos broke out. Dakota Kai turned on Tegan Nox, literally threw her, basically ragdolled her through the shark cage, grabbing the door, crushing the bad legs. That's right, the same knee that she got injured on that took her out of the Mae Young Classic. She was unable to fight. So, literally, Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae were basically stuck 5-on-2 in the situation. But when it was all said and done, Rhea Ripley pinned the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler to win War Games. Okay, great match, great psychology, everything was great in the match. I thought this was beautifully done. I thought the heel turn was excellent by Dakota Kai. This was a very good War Games, a 4-star classic for me. Nothing more to say. Anthony Floyo, come on in. It is all yours.
First things first, I want to get this off my chest. Dakota Kai, young lady, you need to be taken out behind the woodshed, and Dee Dee Woodson, get your checkered apron ready, because that one needs a good old-fashioned butt whooping, as far as I'm concerned. How in the hell can you turn your back on your best friend who you say is your sister? I'm sorry, I got a big problem with that. So, I'm calling your ass out, honey boo-boo. That is all I am going to say on that. So, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, young lady. After all she's done for you in the whole 9 yards, absolutely disgusting, as far as I can say. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the actual match. Slight disagreement on the rating, MF. I think you underscored it a little bit. I'm giving this 4.5 stars. That was wow. The wrestlers, writers, and producers who booked this match deserve tons of praise, as they crafted an incredibly fun 40 minutes. Starting with Candice and Io was smart, capitalized on their previous feud, and put LeRae at the disadvantage early on. The bubbly babyface perfectly fit as a sympathetic underdog who couldn't overcome Shirai and Bianca Belair no matter how scrappy she was. And then to change the tide, Rhea Ripley's entrance met with a massive pop to save the day and the whole 9 yards. And then Kaylee Ray teasing, bringing in a table to please the crowd, only to put it back in true heel form to upset the crowd. Moments like Belair's 450 and Shirai's moonsault shouldn't be swept under the rug. Even when talking about arguably the biggest moment, which was Dakota Kai's heel turn on Tegan Nox. that will be an interesting story to watch unfold. Stacking the odds against the babyface team only for Ripley and LeRae to fight back and win was an absolute thrill. So that's all I can say on that. So for me, it's 4.5 stars, and more of these, please, in the future. That's all I can say on that. But even though the heel turn was well executed, I will give it that. It was out of nowhere. But then again, I called it, didn't I? Didn't I go on the record and say that she was going to turn because of being left out? Well, that's what happened. Mia Yim taken out. They give her opportunity, and then she showed her true colors, and that's all there is to say on that. But at the same time, you know, as a man who values his friends and his family and the whole 9 yards, that made me absolutely sick to my damn stomach. I wanted to friggin' throw up. That's all I wanted to do. So, young lady, you're going to have some explaining to do. And it better be a damn good one and not a half-assed one. That's all I'm going to say on that. So, nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, come on in. Fun-ass match, yes. But for me, Dakota Kai turning on Tegan Nox, absolutely disgusting and damn wrong.
You're right, Anthony Florio. This to me was absolutely 100% wrong. Dakota Kai, you disgraceful little bitch. How in the blue hell can you stab someone that was your best friend and stood up for you through everything, and you go and pull something like that? I mean, the heel turn was great. We expected it. But damn it to hell, this was so wrong. I mean, come on. Come on, Dakota Kai. I would never do something like that to my best friends, which is Anthony Florio and Michael Fletcher. Am I right on that, boys?
Amen, Reverend. Amen. Preach to the choir, brother.
Would I ever do that to you, Fletch? I'm pretty sure you...
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. I mean, it just left a bitter taste in my mouth. And Dakota Kai, you showed your true colors, and I'm totally disgusted with you. So I think Dee Dee Woodson really needs to take this ungrateful little bitch to the woodshed and really beat the crap out of her. Especially, I mean, what really disgusted me more was when she took that brace off of Tegan Nox and basically slamming that door with force on her. I wish somebody would go out there and teach that woman a lesson. Oh, don't worry, she'll get her comeuppance. So when? I don't know. So I just lost a total respect for you, Dakota Kai, and I hope you get your comeuppance one day, you ungrateful little bitch. So as far as the match goes, I'm going to go with Florio here. 4.5 stars. I mean, this definitely told a really good story. I mean, with that heel turn that basically happened, it left Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae in a big disadvantage. With having to deal with Kaylee Ray, Shane. All the other members of Team Baszler, but the one that really stood out was obviously Rhea Ripley getting the one-upsmanship on Shayna Baszler, putting the cuffs on her and getting the victory. And oh boy, this was only the beginning of a big week for Rhea Ripley. Well, obviously, we all saw what happened at Survivor Series. So, and somewhere down the line, Rhea Ripley is going to get that chance at that NXT women's title. And I'm going to go on the record of saying this. I think Rhea Ripley is going to end that long reign for Shayna Baszler as the NXT women's champion. That's my bold statement here. So 4.5 stars. So Dee Dee Woodson, come on in. Dakota Kai has got some explaining to do, and I think you may have somebody that she may be coming to your woodshed and might be getting some comeuppance from you.
She's more than welcome to come out here, and I'll take her out there behind the barn that I've got in the backyard. It's supposedly supposed to be a garage, but it looks like a barn that's about to fall over. Yeah, I'll take her out there. No problem. Yeah, we all pretty much kind of saw that this was going to happen. I mean, both teams shunned Dakota, and then she ended up just taking out Mia, going, getting to be a part of Team Ripley, and then destroying her best friend. Yeah. You pretty much knew it was eventually going to happen because of the fact that she was just so distraught because she did not become the first pick for either team. So yeah, I'm not entirely surprised with that, but yeah, definitely she needs her comeuppance. She definitely needs to be taught a little lesson in how you treat your friends. I mean, I don't think any of us would do anything that bad. I mean, that is despicable. The match I'm going to rate 4 1/4 to 4.5 stars. So it was just. I mean, it was really great. I mean, the 2-on-5. You didn't think that they had a chance, and I mean they just turned it around. So yeah, I don't have much more to say about it because as you can tell, I don't have much of a voice. So Fletch, it's yours.
All right, we're going to move on to the triple threat match for the #1 contender spot for the NXT title at the Survivor Series. Pete Dunne, Damian Priest, and Killian Dane. And it was Pete Dunne winning the match in 19 minutes and 56 seconds. Anthony Floyo, you lead off.
Excellent match, MF. 4 1/4 stars. This was a very, very good match. I mean, yeah, it was hard for them. They had the unenviable task of having to follow the Women's War Games match. I mean, that was very tough. I will not kid you on that. However, the match was just hella fun. And, we had some great spots. Yes, if you're wondering, yes, I cringed. I cringed because you know what I do. Anytime there's a Pete Dunne match, yeah, I cringe. And the reason is because of what he does with people's fingers, and how squeamish I get, and this was no exception. And spoiler alert, same thing. I did the same thing during the Cole match at Survivor Series, but nonetheless, though, I mean, came out really well, and the only real downside, like I said, the crowd was just exhausted. I mean, the crowd may have been, out of it. But done. But I had a little concern with hot shotting him into a title match, which largely felt like a throwaway / special attraction. But he is also the guy with the most big match experience. So that's exactly what we had to do on that one. I mean, the outcome was predictable, but getting to that outcome was very well done, and came out really good. I enjoyed it for the most part, and they had a very tough task, having to follow the Women's War Games. I mean, never easy when you have to go out there and put on a halfway decent fight, going in after something just so epic. And boy, howdy, that was epic, if I do say so myself. So at the end of the day, I mean, it delivered. But the thing is, the crowd was what really, did it for me. I mean, I really wanted to see a little more enthusiasm, but they did pop when Dunne won. I mean, I know that for a fact. Actually, I'm a little off on the rating. It's 3 3/4. I do apologize. Busy day, long day, other things, but well, like I said, very good. All three got the shine, and Dunn was the strongest winner. So a few minutes edited off, and it would have been better. But if the crowd fades, that's it. So, but other than that, that's it. So 3 3/4 of a star for me. So, but still a great match. So Bullock, get to us.
Yeah, I'll give it about 3 3/4 of a star. I mean, I could have given it 4, but Florio did make a good point. I mean, the crowd was just dead. I mean, obviously with what we saw from the War Games match, so it did take a little bit away from it, but all in all, still a really good match, no doubt about it. So 3 3/4. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
I can agree with the rating, 3 3/4. The best part of the whole thing was the fact that it wasn't your cliche triple threat type match. I mean, they did a lot of, they did a lot of things that were just not, the way you would see a normal 3-way match. There's a lot of action going on there, and then it allowed all three or guys to shine. So yeah, I have not much else to say about it. I mean, just awesome match. Nice little cool down after the first match. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, 3.25 stars, no doubt about it. This was a solid fight. Nothing more to add there. We're gonna dive right in. Next up, Finn Balor 1-on-1 with Matt Riddle, and Finn Balor, Prince, rises and takes down the Bro. Michael Bullock, you lead off. 14 minutes, 21 seconds was the time of the fall. Balor beat Riddle.
Yeah, this was a very good match here. I'll give it about 3.5 to maybe somewhere between 3.5 to 4. Even though I'd be leaning more towards 3.5. To say the fair. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it was a really good match, and obviously the outcome to me was no surprise. I mean, obviously Balor had to go over just to continue building his new character in NXT. So, and I don't think the loss is going to hurt Matt Riddle. I mean, I expect bigger things for him somewhere down the line. So, nice work by both men. So, 3.5 to 4. But like I said, I'm leaning more towards 3.5. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, definitely 3.5. This was a very good match. There was parts of it that felt like there was something missing, but Riddle, he wasn't as aggressive as normal. I think that's where that fits in, and it wasn't his usual up to par work that he usually comes out with. But honestly, yeah, Balor, who could have not expected him to walk away on this. So yeah, not much more I'm gonna say. Still it was a good match. So Fletch, it's yours.
Agreement. I'll say another maybe 3.5 stars. Solid fight, and I'm not mad that I'm actually not mad at all that Finn Balor got the victory here. I think you need to reestablish him, make him a big if they're going to make him a big contender down the line and everything else, then they got to give him the opportunity to win. I do know Vince McMahon is very high on Matt Riddle, and maybe that's why Triple H maybe knocked him off a peg to try to not make him so lucrative or so good in order to keep him in NXT and not have him called up on the main roster. I see what you're doing there, Triple H. A little shrewd move, but it is what it is. 3.5. Florio, go.
3.25 to 3.5. I wanted to. I mean, I liked it, yes, but I wanted to like it more. everything they did was smooth. But as Dee Dee said, it was missing that extra something to make it special. Absolutely nailed it. So 3 1/4, 3 1/2. Let's get to the other War Games match.
All right. Other War Games, Undisputed Era versus Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Donovic let me do this again. Donovic Divakovic, and the 14 member who was unannounced. We were hearing John Morrison. We were hearing maybe somebody else. I don't think this name came up in the dirt sheets or any sheets for that matter. KO, Kevin freaking Owens. In the immortal words of Mauro Ranallo, holy bleep! Holy bleep! Yeah, holy bleep! Holy shit! That's what it is. It was Kevin Owens. And guess what? Team Ciampa wins War Games. 38 minutes, 26 seconds. Dee Dee Woodson, you lead off.
This was definitely a great match. It came off really well. And yeah, it was a very huge surprise to see KO come out. But like he said later on Survivor Series, he did it because he has a beef with Undisputed Era himself. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, it was great. And I commend Fletch for trying to say that name because I'm not even going to attempt to say Dominic's last name. So yeah, good for you, Fletch. The guys had more momentum going into this after everything that's happened through the week, and there was a lot of times that you thought Undisputed Era was going to win until that last second when KO came out, because nobody even thought that there was going to be anybody out there. This was definitely the better of the two matches. I'm going to give this. I'm actually going to shoot this 4.5 to 4 3/4. I mean, I thought these guys really, they really tore up the ring. They really gave us something good. Where the ladies used a lot more weapons in the match, these guys actually, they took you right to where you want to be. They used a lot of tables. Just about everybody went through a table. And I mean, the pops were just right on. So not much more I'm going to say about it. It's yours, Fletch.
The brutality of War Games reared its ugly head, and it was beautiful to watch. Everybody was awesome. Keith Lee is just a runaway train, man. This guy is a nut. And now I know why Vince McMahon is very high on Keith Lee and wants him so bad in WWE. That spot where basically you had all right, the spot, the superplex off the top through the table, where basically Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa, and they ate it so bad. Oh my freaking God. Holy fucking crap is what I'm going to say about that. That was an insane moment in wrestling. I've seen some high spots in my day. That was one of the most brutal high spots I've ever seen. That put this match at the 4.5 level, almost 5. But man, it was an awesome match. It was violent. It was devastating. Nice surprise to see Kevin Owens there. You can't go any better than that. You can't go any better than that. This had to be one of the best War Games matches, at least for NXT. As far as like WWE and all together, WCW days, man, you got to go back to like, I don't even know where you can say that was a better War Games match. I mean, there's been so many. Anthony and myself knows the lineage of the War Games. That's how crazy these matches are. So we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, this was 4.5, 4 3/4. Not close to the 5, but not the 5. But oh man, can't go any better than that. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
4.5 to 4 3/4. Absolutely correct. The thing that held it back from being 5 was some of the early stuff. It was kind of just there. But other than that, it was insanity. Pretty damn great. Up until Keith Lee's hot tag, it was just a pretty good tag. But things picked up there and went nuts. And did you hear that crowd pop for Kevin Owens? I mean...
Oh, yeah. That place blew.
It was almost like if CM Punk showed up. Could you imagine if Punk showed up? That would have been even bigger. But when I heard that pop, man, the adrenaline was flowing through my veins at that moment. I swear to you. It was almost like I showed up or something. But nonetheless, I mean, wow. That's all there is to say on that. The commentary was insane. I mean, I loved how Morrow freaked out at that end spot where Ciampa had Cole up there. It was shades of Cole and Gargano from that takeover where from Toronto. We all remember how that ended, and it was pretty much the exact same thing. And Morrow was like, shades of no. Oh, Morrow Ronaldo, we love you, brother. We really do. So that's all there is to say on that. So 4.5, 4 3/4. How do you follow it? You can't. Move on. Michael Bullock. I mean, damn it to hell, I'm so excited. That KO pop. That's what's on my mind right now.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I mean, I literally thought the roof was going to come off when KO came out and his music hit. I mean, I don't think any of us expected Kevin Owens to be on Team Ciampa, but I was hearing the same thing with maybe John Morrison, or someone else, but I don't think any of us expected Kevin Owens to be the one. But man, 4.5, 4 3/4, I do agree, but man, it really picked up at the end with that 6 spot with Tommaso Ciampa suplexing Adam Cole right through those tables. I mean, I was channeling my inner Joey Styles when that happened, and you know what? I feel like Fletch would do a better job of it, so I'm gonna bring him. I want to bring him in and let him do the Joey Styles. I think he knows where I'm going with this. So Fletch, I want you to do the honors for me. All right, you know what? I'll probably do it. So, oh my God! I mean, oh man, and I even channeled my inner JR too when what was it? Oh, the Undertaker threw off Mankind off the top of the cell, and I was like, good God Almighty, they killed each other. I mean, holy shit, man. I mean, I don't even know how these two were able to make it to Survivor Series the next night after that 6 spot. I mean, I really don't know how they did it, but man, oh man, that was crazy. I mean, 4.5 stars. I mean, 4.5, 4 3/4, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, Fletch. I mean, I still don't get how Ciampa and Cole managed to make it to Survivor Series the following night. Yeah. After that 6 spot. As soon as I saw that happen, I'm like, I'm worried that those two were going to be able to make it to Survivor Series, but
Yeah.
somehow they did.
They did. So, all right. So we lost Florio for the moment. Hopefully, we'll get him back in just a little bit. I think we can all agree this was at least 9 to 9.5. You could even make an argument for a perfect 10. This was definitely one of the great pay-per-views of the year. No doubt about it. We're just gonna. So, are we in agreement? 9.5, guys, or is somebody gonna pull the 10 trigger?
I'll agree.
You'll agree, Bullock?
You know what? Screw it. I'm pulling the trigger. I'm
All
giving
right.
it the perfect.
All right. So Didi and myself gives it 9 to 9.5. Bullock gives it the perfect 10. And we're just going to have to wait for Florio. So we're going to go right into AEW. So what we're going to do is we started it off with a promo by Chris Jericho. And it basically, you know what? I'm going to say it. It was a good promo. I liked it. The crowd was definitely into it. No doubt about it. I think it was a very good way to start the show. And I thought they did a really good job with it. You know, I've been a very hard critic about Jericho and their promos and whatnot. I can't be a critic on this one. I thought they did a really good job with it. So I thought it was very entertaining. The crowd in Chicago at the Sears Center ate it up. So I got really nothing bad to say. Florio, just give me a number on the overall rating for NXT, and then just give me your thoughts on Chris Jericho's promo as we're starting AEW.
What was the consensus rating on?
We did basically 9 to 9.5 was Didi and myself and Didi gave it 9 to 9.5. Michael Bullock pulled the trigger and gave it a perfect 10.
I think 9.5 is the correct rating. If those two other matches had been a little bit better, along with the War Games matches, then we would have been talking about it, but not quite. So 9.5. I agree with MF and Didi.
Okay, and the opening segment with Jericho.
Over the top fun. That's what that was. I mean, what else do you need me to say? I mean, Virgil. Yes. Mother bleeping Virgil. Come on, somebody. He still looks good. You kidding me? He looks great. I mean, the man is like fine wine. He doesn't age. He looks like he looks good now as he did 25, 30 years ago when he was hanging with the $1 Million Man, for goodness sakes. Soul Train Jones. I love it. That is awesome. So I love that name. But AEW opened Dynamite with a long talking segment clocking in at 17 minutes. That's a real break from the format because usually they start off with matches. But the mic was echoey, though, unfortunately. But it largely worked quite well as Jericho was just in his groove as a character and on the mic. The pace was a little clunky at times, but never long enough or often enough to be a big deal. But other than the echoing microphone, this was absolutely well done. And MF, we have to take a moment to acknowledge a former New York Ranger, Chris Jericho's daddy. Yes, the great Ted Irvine. Ted Irvine, Chris Jericho's father, former New York Ranger. He was one of those old school Rangers from yesteryear. So props to you, sir. I mean, it was great to see him. Man, MF, I mean, did you ever see Ranger Blue ever look better?
No, man, it looked amazing. I stood up and applauded.
Yeah, man. I mean, I thought of you. I mean, I thought of us because of our Ranger ties. And but man, I mean, it was almost like MF was wearing his Ranger Blue. He's got a Henrik Lundqvist jersey. Me, I just have a basic Ranger jersey, no player, but I got Ranger Blue myself, and all I can say is I don't think I've ever seen the Ranger Blue look better. So that was awesome. That to me was the best, was my favorite part of it. But and seeing Virgil too. So looking good, my brother, looking good. So well done segment. So nothing more to say on this. Michael Bullock, I mean, Virgil, look at him. Virgil still looks good. I love it.
I'll tell you, he still looks good for the. I mean, it almost looks like he still looks the same like he did, like you said, 25 years ago when he first came along with the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Yeah, I mean, the segment I thought was good. I mean, it was over the top fun. I mean, normally we've been critical of some of Chris Jericho's segments, but this one here we can't. So I love the work here. So yeah, there's nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, it was a really good segment. And it did do a lot of building up for Jericho versus Guy. That was later on in the night. So I'm not gonna say too much more about it. Fletch, let's move on.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This was what a way to start the show, but then we turn our attention to the first fight of the night, and here we go, guys. It was the Best Friends with my man Orange Cassidy. But why the hell was he in a turkey suit? He was probably the coolest looking freaking turkey I've ever seen in my goddamn life. He looked pretty chill, but they went up against the Lucha Bros. Normally that would be bad news, but this time it was actually good enough. The winners of the bout in 7 minutes and 3 seconds, the Best Friends, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta gets the victory here tonight. You got to consider that somewhat of an upset here in AEW. So, Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
You just gave me the ammo for that, MF. I mean, I got to pull out my Jesse Ventura here. Major upset. I mean, this indeed was a major upset. I did not think the Best Friends could take the Lucha Bros. I mean, MF, I mean, you just gave me the ammo for that. So, had to pull out the Jesse on that one. So I was waiting for a little bit of a gorilla moment on that, but that's all right. But yeah, solid 3 stars. AEW's 50-50 booking of its tag division continues. Not really a fan at this early stage of introducing Lucha Brothers or Santana and Ortiz losing to teams lower on the totem pole already. But nonetheless, this was, without a doubt, the biggest win for the Best Friends as of right now. So I know that makes MF very happy. I know how much MF loves Orange Cassidy. And I'm going to tell you something. Orange Cassidy looks like a gentleman that I go to church with, one of my church brothers. His name is Ken Adamo Jr., and I swear to God, he looks just like him. I'm like, KJ, is that you, brother? Is that you? KJ is his little nickname there, but every time I see him, I keep saying to myself, that's KJ. He looks so much like him. That's his doppelganger, for goodness sakes. So, but anyways, biggest win for the Best Friends to date. Maybe that could put him in line. That could move him up the tag standings a little bit. Maybe possible title shot down the road. Obviously, it's not the championship committee like WWE is, where if you beat a champion in a non-title match on any given night, we always say championship committee moment, but we all know AEW's championship committee is a lot more strict than WWE's. So you really got to impress the pants off of them. So if you want a title shot at anybody, so step in the right direction, absolutely. So solid 3 stars for me. So Bullock, in the immortal words of Jesse the Body Ventura, major upset here. I did not think the Best Friends could take the Lucha Bros. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was even surprised too. I mean, I thought the Lucha Brothers were going to have no problem with the Best Friends, but yeah, I mean they pull off the major upset, but you're right. I mean, they need a lot of work to do if they want to really impress and someday get a shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles, but a good step in the right direction for them. So, yes, 3 stars for me. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, it was a 3-star match. So, Fletch, I'm going to go ahead and toss it to you.
All right, next thing that we had on this one, oh boy. I'm going to have a little problem with the pronunciations on this one. I'm going to try my best. It was a women's tag team fight. B. Priestley and Emma Soraka as they go up against Hiroki Shada and Chris Statlander. And the winners of the bout in 8 minutes and 45 seconds, it was Soraka and Priestley getting the victory. So I believe it goes to Michael Bullock. So an okay women's tag team fight. Nothing really too spectacular here.
Yeah, I'll give it about 2.5 for the effort here. I mean, it was a good match, but like you said, nothing really special to ride home about. I mean, it was a good way to show off some of the other women that they have in AEW. So nice win here, but like I said, nothing really too special to write home about. So 2.5. DD Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, it was a good tag team match. It did what it needed to do. It definitely highlighted, some of the other ladies. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a 3 stars. So, Flip, it's yours.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give this about 2.5 stars. I mean, all right. AEW, good. There's really nothing bad to say about it. Singles competition, great. You got a great line of wrestling. Tag team division, like Anthony says, it's a 50-50. It's a hit or miss. Women's division is the weakest part of AEW. And I don't give a damn what anybody says or what anybody thinks. AEW's women cannot compare to any of the women's divisions in wrestling. Now, I'm going to say it. Ring of Honor took a major hit with the Kelly Klein issue that's been going on lately after she got let go. There's a major issue with their division, but they're nowhere close to AEW, to NXT, the WWE, or Impact Wrestling. When it comes to their women's division, they're far more superior than AEW. So you can call it what you see it. You can say whatever you want to say, but I'm totally here to say bluntly that AEW's women's division is weak. And I mean it. It is weak. But if they get a Tessa Blanchard, if they ever get a Taya Valkyrie, if they get Rosemary, if they are able to snatch some of the women from NXT, UK, or NXT and get them over, then maybe the tide turns. But right now, I got nothing good to say about AEW's women's division. I don't. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
What have I been saying all along, MF? I think you finally hit the nail on the head there, other than me. But 2.5 to 3 for the match. There was a decided lack of in-ring chemistry between these 4 competitors that ultimately hurt the overall quality of the bout. It was a disjointed mess of a match with a questionable finish. After Shida picked up the win over Britt Baker, why have her drop a tag team match to Sakura and Priestley, neither of whom appears to be en route to a championship opportunity anytime soon? And Statlander was arguably the hottest free agent competitor in women's wrestling. Why beat her in her first opportunity to showcase her skills on Dynamite, regardless of the finish? This simply did not work, unfortunately. A phrase becoming a bit too common in relation to the women's division. So that's it. I mean, MF nailed it. I mean, NXT, far better. WWE, far better. Impact Wrestling, far better. So that's all there is to say on that. So the only way they'll ever get better is if they scoop up some big names in the near future. So we'll have to wait and see. So it's 2.5 to 3 for me. Did Bullock go yet or not?
Bullock led off.
Oh, Bullock led off. Okay, then we move on.
All right. So with that said, we're going to indeed move on. What we had was, well, unfortunately, very rare cutout. Yeah, it was Matt Nix going one-on-one with Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes basically ended the fight in 1:13 seconds. Dud, worst fight of the night. Can't believe I'm saying that about a Cody Rhodes match as a dud. But it happened, so nothing more to say. Next thing we had was Kenny Omega versus Pac one-on-one. And yes, Kenny Omega gets the win. Crucifix pin for the 1, 2, 3. Didi Woodson, you lead off.
Yeah, it was about a 3.5-star match. It was a good match. Kenny pretty much kind of got some retribution after losing to Pac. So yeah, there's not a whole lot I'm gonna say on this because my voice is going. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this was a very good match, 3 stars. I'm not gonna go any more higher than that. This was a very good, well done match to say the very least. And the right man got the win. Kenny Omega deserves the victory. He gets back on the winning track on TV. They're trying to make him a big time player, and maybe if he keeps winning and everything else, because of these stringent rules like we've been talking about the AEW title shot, but he might be actually putting himself in line to be possibly a contender to fight for the AEW world title and Chris Jericho, but barring if Jericho can successfully defend the title, because remember, there is an AEW title fight here tonight on this show. We'll get into that in a little bit, where he has to put the title on the line against Scorpio Sky. So, Anthony Florio, it's yours.
This to me, 3 to 3.5. It was good, but not epic match between these two. Good to give Omega the win. I agree with that, but it still feels like he's playing catch up compared to where he should have been 2 months in the Dynamite's run on TNT in terms of establishing himself as a difference-making world-class centerpiece act in AEW. The positive, well, these two could have an above-average match with their eyes closed. I mean, their skills mesh well, and the result is an engaging match that fans can lose themselves in. With that said, this, like many of tonight's matches, was hurt by a lengthy commercial break that hurt the flow and viewing experience. The match was solid, built on their previous encounter, and had the right winner. The only negative, it lacked the sense of urgency it should have had, and never felt like as big a deal as their first showdown. Given how much Omega needed the win from a storyline standpoint, that should have been factored in more than it was. So that's all I can say on that. So 3 to 3.5. That's all I can say on it. So, Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, 3 to 3.5. I mean, yeah, it was good to see Kenny Omega get that win that he needed, especially after the hell that he went through with that match that he had with Jon Moxley at Full Gear. I mean, yeah, I mean, nice way for him to get back on track, and yeah, if he can continue that momentum, who knows? Maybe somewhere down the line he could get an AEW World Title shot, but we'll just have to wait and see. So 3.5. Fletch, let's move on.
All right, and with that said, we do move on the show here, as this was the big one, guys. This was it was the first Dynamite Diamond Ring match, as it was MJF goes one-on-one with Adam Hangman Page, the winner of the bout, and now the representative, or the man that now has the possession of the diamond ring, MJF. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He wins the match in 7 minutes and 12 seconds. I believe it actually goes to me. I lead off on this. Good match, solid fight. 2.5 to 3 stars is my rating. But you know what? This is perfect. A big time heel, a guy that we hate so much, now gets the admiration and now gets another so-called trophy to his collection. It was good. It was fun. Decent fight. Nothing to write home about. We'll just have to wait and see. So I got really nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, the right man's, I guess, won this match.
Right man won the match, but I have some more criticism here. 2.5 stars. Forget the 3. This was 2.5 easy. It was a rushed, ugly match between two young stars AEW has invested a great deal of time and energy on. The finish, in particular, took a ton of air out of what should have been a red-hot match, and the post-bout annex involving DDP felt unfinished. Why was MJF not given the microphone to regain some heat by tearing the Hall of Famer down? What should have been a great way to create more buzz for the Cody and MJF feud was instead a dud of a segment that hurt a lot of what the heel had done to build his star over the last month. So, just got to be honest here. So, for me, it was a 2.5 star match. I like the callback though. It was a great callback to when Diamond Dallas Page, won his Battle Bowl ring many moons ago. So I like that aspect. But other than that, sorry. So 2.5 stars for me. Nothing more to say. So Bullock, move on to you.
Yeah, I agree. This was a 2.5 star match. I mean, it was fine for what it was. I mean, I agree with everything Anthony said here, but you know what? To me, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I still hate the guy. As far as I'm concerned, after the actions he pulled on Cody, he doesn't even deserve to win that that diamond ring. I mean, whatever it is that he got. I mean, and then MJF had his crony, whatever his name was, had a little stare down with Diamond Dallas Page. I mean, yeah, you couldn't man up to him yourself, so you had somebody to do it for you. So yeah, you're still a scumbag as far as I'm concerned, MJF. And someday you're gonna get your comeuppance when Cody gets his hands on you, you ungrateful bastard. D, what's it yours?
Yeah, it was a 2.5 star match. So yeah, I'm not going to say much more. So it's yours, Fudge.
All right, guys, and now we come to the final match of the night, the main event for the AEW World Title. Chris Jericho versus Scorpio Sky, the winner of the bout in 12 minutes and 55 seconds, and still AEW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho. Anthony Florio, you lead off.
Fight of the night for me. This was 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. Now, it did not exactly work quite as well as one would have hoped for one glaring reason, the finish. Sky dominated the action. This was his showcase, and he shined, outclassing the champion to the point that Jericho was a relative afterthought from bell to bell. Then we got to the finish, where Jericho applied the submission and got the win, despite the fact that he had barely inflicted any pain or punishment on his opponent. It was a strange finish to a match with an interesting structure, to say the least. The post-match activities involving Jon Moxley planting the seeds for his championship opportunity was spectacular and gives fans a reason to tune in next week. That is the type of thing AEW does well. It sets the stage for a cool match or a must-see moment the week before, enticing the audience back. It almost certainly worked here, as the idea of Moxley versus Jericho is very appealing. A solid and great match, but I would have liked to have seen more build-up during the show, including Sky talking in a sports-like tone what this match means to him. It didn't feel like a serious title match without more build during the show, but other than that, there was a little bit of some Shakespearean drama into it. So yeah, very well done. So 3.5 to 3 3/4. It was my fight of the night. So Michael Bullock, let's get to you.
Yeah, I'll give it about 3.5 stars. I mean, it was a good main event. I mean, like you said, the ending did lack a little bit. I mean, I was expecting something a little better than what we saw, but all in all, still a good match here. So there's really nothing more. There's really nothing more that needs to be said. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the writing, so I'm not going to add too much more. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, I'm totally agree with three with the 3-star rating. That's fine as well, guys. Overall review time, guys. So just give me a quick thought. I'm gonna open form this. What's the rating for AEW?
To me, I'm going to give this about 7 to 7.5. I mean, it was a good show, but it could have been better in some spots. But I mean, it was still. I mean, it was a little bit of a letdown. I mean, I'm not saying the show was bad, but I was expecting a little bit better things on this show tonight. But yeah, not good enough for me. So 7 to 7.5. Whoever wants it next, it's yours.
7 to 7.25 for me. Overall, this show felt flat relative to the festive atmosphere I would have expected 2 months into Dynamite's run on TNT, with a triumphant return to the Chicago market. Not bad, but nothing really stood out as electric or especially noteworthy. It seems some of the shine is off the presentation of the brand right now. So 7.25 for me. I see Dee Dee's ready. So a quick thought, Dee Dee?
I pretty much kind of agree with the rating, so I'm not going to add much more.
All right, and I'm gonna agree with it. At least 7 stars. Good show. All right, guys, so let's do it. It's time for NXT, and they started up with a little bit of some celebrating. Yeah, NXT basically going a little bonkers, a little mosh pit. They were getting all the people all hyped up because they were in celebration mode after what went down at Survivor Series. Yeah, they won the war. They beat Raw and SmackDown, and they were up. They were uppity. They were jumping. They had Full Sail jumping, ready to mosh pitting and everything else. They were ready for a party. Undisputed Era came out. They were talking, basically cutting a promo how NXT was successful, and that yes, the crowd was saying we are NXT. But then they turn and basically rip the NXT crowd, saying how it's about Undisputed Era, not NXT. Well, then Tommaso Ciampa was already in the ring with Keith Lee, Donovan Dijakovic, and Matt Riddle. And basically, we had ourselves a really good promo going. Then Finn Balor comes out, and we had ourselves a very good situation breaking out. This was a great way to start the show. I didn't mind did not mind the celebration for NXT. You know they deserve it. They won Survivor Series. They got the right to do that. You know, if SmackDown won it, I would expect that on Fox. If Raw would have won it, I would expect Raw to do some gloating and shoving it down the throats. But NXT played it well. But I think the one guy who is talking probably is the most deserving because he is the leader. Because Undisputed Era, regardless of what we may feel or whatever we may think, they are kind of the leaders of NXT right now. So nothing more to say. I thought they were fine. Anthony Florio, I thought this was a solid segment. I enjoyed it. Segment of the night for me.
Amen to that. You're absolutely right. This was the segment of the night. A bit of a retreat of the opening to Raw with the locker rooms emptying the ringside. But this was much more of a party atmosphere than the sack of sad Sallies at Raw's opening. Josiah Williams pumped the crowd right up. And at that moment, I said to myself, it's shaping up to be a great card so far. So yeah, everything came out great. I mean, Adam Cole and Undisputed Era, being the buzzkill here, being the downer here. But I'll say it like this. Like I said the other night, NXT, they earned their moment. As a Raw guy, I was very disappointed. You obviously heard my frustrations the other night. And of course, when you remember when we did our Survivor Series show, I pulled out the Ben Stein. You remember that? I said that I was impressed and I was humbled. And then I said, I hate you. Get out of here. Take the money and leave. You boys and gals have done enough damage for one night in our lifetime. So that's all there is to. I still feel that way. But
agreed.
And I know MF does as well, representing SmackDown, even though SmackDown had the better night than Raw did. Ugh. But it was due. It was due. So our dominance had to end at some point. But story for another day. But for right now, great segment. It was a phenomenal segment. They wanted to celebrate. Undisputed Era wasn't having any of it. So, Mr. Cole, newsflash to you, baby. Your match against Pete Dunne was not for brand supremacy. It was for the championship. And you won that. You earned it. You had the fight of the night. Well done. That stole the dang show. But your boy, Roderick Strong, he won his match. So we could have given him a moment. The women, they're the real MVPs. They were the ones who really, did it for NXT. I mean, Shayna Baszler, Rhea Ripley and company. And then, of course, Leo Rush with the Cruiserweight Championship. So, newsflash for you, baby. Team effort. Know this. There is no I in team. It was almost like you did it all by yourself. You didn't do it by yourself, Bubba. No, you didn't. They busted their ass and they went out there and they got the job done. So for you to say, oh, it was all about us. It was all about us. No, honey. No, absolutely not. Those guys and gals had every right to celebrate. And if you ever did anything like that to me, oh, my. What I would have done to you. That's all there is to say on that. There's nothing I hate more than when there's one moment, there's joy and there's jubilation and there's celebration and the whole 9 yards. And then there has to be that damn buzzkill that has to come out and poo-poo on the entire evening. Like he has anything better to do. Sorry. That's all there is to say on that. So remember this, baby. No I in team. They did the work. They're the one. They're the reason why NXT won at Survivor Series. Not all about you, honey. That's all there is to say on that. So, little mini rant over. So, we're on NXT. I don't think this individual has had any real opportunity to gloat. So, Michael Bullock, the floor is yours. NXT, they got it done. So, go ahead and celebrate. If you got it in you, go ahead and celebrate.
Oh, I celebrated when the show began. I mean, it was NXT's night, baby. I mean, everybody really contributed. I enjoyed seeing our dominance over Florio's Raw and Fletcher's SmackDown and showing the whole wide world why NXT is the A show, why we have the main roster. So, but then the party had to be put a stop by the Undisputed Era and Adam Cole with his well, Florio. There's another thing that describes Adam Cole. Let's just say ego got in his way.
Oh yeah. Oh, big time.
He was taking credit for NXT NXT, the success they had at Survivor Series. Little newsflash for you, baby. It wasn't all about you. And here's a little newsflash for you, dumbass. You won an NXT championship match, and it had nothing to do with brand supremacy. So don't put words into my mouth when you're saying that you're the reason why NXT had the success at Survivor Series. Roderick Strong was the only one from your group that was successful, and well, basically, you stole the opportunity, but still a win's a win. But the real MVPs for the well, you also had Leo Rush when retaining the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, but the real MVPs of that Survivor Series for NXT were the women. I mean, with Rhea Ripley being Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, and Io Shirai being the sole survivors, and Shayna Baszler getting the victory in the main event. So, like Florio said, there is no I in Team Baby. It was a team effort, and this is what NXT is all about. It's not about what the Undisputed Era is all about. So that through that.
I want to make a quick point.
Oh, yeah.
I want to make this quick point. Hey, Mr. Cole, do you know what happens when you ruin a celebration of a team that put in more busting of an ass and working harder than you have? Do you know what happens?
What happens, Florio?
You know what happens?
What happens?
Adam Cole for coming out there and being such an ungrateful, selfish, spoiled brat, stupid idiot, mutton head.
And a man bitch as well.
Love it. Mr. Cole, I got news for you, Bubba. You just made the list. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Adam Cole. The list of Florio and Bullock. So next time, do not, and I repeat, do not interrupt and brag about the success that you had when you had literally nothing to do with it. It was a team effort. You do that again, watch out, Adam Cole. My inner phenom's going to come out, and you're not going to like what I have to say about you. Done, finished, Dee Woods, and it's yours.
Just send them to the woodshed with Dakota Kai. I'll take care of it.
I'll send them there right now.
Okay, just send them on. I kind of came in the middle of this because my app was being a pain in the butt tonight. But yeah, for what I got to see of it, I thought it was an okay segment. But yeah, Cole needs to learn how to keep his mouth shut when he doesn't know what he's talking about. So, not going to say anything else. Fletch, let's go.
Okay, so then we had the tag team fight. It was Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Red Dragon versus Keith Lee and Donovan Dijakovic for the NXT Tag Team titles. And, well, the winners of the bout in 16 minutes and 32 seconds was Undisputed Era, but that's not the moment that everybody's talking about. During the match, Adam Cole tried to come out to maybe interfere, and Keith Lee launches Cole into the crowd. A pounce. This was like Monty Brown style pounce, TNA type pounce. Holy freaking crap. Dude, I marked out when I saw Adam Cole go flying into the crowd because he was launched in there. However, the Undisputed Era successfully defended the title. Anthony Florio. Oh my freaking God, Keith Lee.
Have you read the dirt sheets about him lately?
Yeah.
There was one in particular that really caught my eye about Vinnie Mac loves him so much. He not only wants him on the main roster, but some backstage source even said that they think that Keith Lee could be a future world champion. And I couldn't agree with that more. I mean, if they don't want, they said that he, he's a lot like all of us when it comes to our daily lives. Never complains, shows up, does the work, doesn't do any of that nonsense. So, yeah, he's a consummate professional. And I even heard that rumors about maybe him possibly being a future WWE champion and beating Brock Lesnar with a manager. Okay. And they said that maybe he gets a long title run with that. Oh, that's a dream come true for me. I mean, I would love to see that. Take the belt of Brock, and then we could have literally a full-time champion that we can all be proud of. I certainly wouldn't mind it. I mean, I'm just as high on him as Vinnie Mac is. Anytime you get a 330-pound man who can do a tope con hilo to get Michael Bullock going, that means you're doing something right. So unbelievable. But how do you follow this? Well, a lot of things. First things first, this was the fight of the night. Absolutely. I mean, this stole the dang show. 4 to 4.25 stars. But Bobby Fish. Oh
boy. Yeah, I heard. I saw. That looked bad.
That was not a worked injury, folks. That was legitimate.
Yeah.
He legitimately looked like he was in pain as the medical staff attended to him ringside. It looked like his head may have hit the mat surrounding the ring, but it was hard to tell from the replay angle. Hopefully it's nothing major. And, I also like that they are keeping the Dijakovic and Lee rivalry alive by making it seem like they aren't quite on the same page, but, it is what it is. But, there was some Shakespearean drama, a couple of hope spots here and there, a few hope spots rather. But the two things that came out of this match, the Fish injury, and like MF said, yes, MF, that was an alpha male Monty Brown type pounce. You remember that? So, he pounced them all right. He pounced them. He pounced them into the NXT universe. That's what he did. I mean, 1 minute you see Adam Cole coming out, and then all of a sudden, whoopsie, where'd he go? Well, there he was. He was like 2 or 3 rows into the universe. So there's nothing left for me to say. I mean, I'm going to make a wild and crazy statement here and now, and that is, Keith Lee, brother, you are God. This is a god, man. Keith Lee is a freaking god, man. Keith Lee continues to be the hottest thing in wrestling today. And, when I read that dirt sheet, I mean, I was so beyond encouraged. I mean, you got to listen to this. You got to listen to this to really believe it. from what one reporter has to say. Like it said, he doesn't complain, shows up to do the work. We all know how good he is, and this was this was regarding his Survivor Series performance, by the way. His night to show everyone what he can do. Vince likes him, and I think he'll be on Raw and SmackDown in a few months. I would put one of the main belts on him. If they don't want to beat Bray, then put him in there with Brock. I think people can believe Keith can beat Brock. He has what Vince is looking for. I would maybe give him a manager and give him a long run as champion. He works as hard or harder than anyone and never whines or complains about anything. I'm so happy for him. That's the word from one of the sources of a dirt sheet. So read into that what you will. Take it with a grain of salt, as Derek used to say. But after reading that, I am beyond encouraged. They want to put him on Raw, have him dethrone Brock Lesnar. By all means, do it. Do it. That's all I can say on it. So, wow. 4.25 stars, maybe 4.25 stars, I think is the right rating. Cole kind of ruined what could have been even better. So, fight of the night, hands down. So, Michael Bullock, I mean, you got a bona fide god in your hands in Keith Lee. I mean, boy, howdy.
Oh yeah, this is a definite star in the making here. I mean, Keith Lee proved it at Survivor Series, and he's proven it basically the last few weeks. And man, I mean, it would be something to see him on either Friday Night SmackDown or Monday Night Raw, and who knows, maybe Keith Lee could be the one to dethrone Brock Lesnar. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but that's the kind of potential, and that's why Vince McMahon is high on this guy. So, and especially after what he did to Adam Cole, I mean, hit him so hard, it basically sent him into the NXT universe. I mean, oh my gosh. So, yeah, 4.25, 4.5 to me. Fight of the night, hands down. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, definitely Fight of the Night. Can agree with the rating. Gonna keep it short and sweet because I barely got anything left.
Yeah, no problem, Dee. We completely understand. All right, so let's just move on, guys. So next up, we had on the show, right after that, we had Mansoor going one-on-one with Shane Thorne. Mansoor wins the match in 3 minutes and 1 second. We're not going to talk about that. Nice victory for Mansoor. He continues his big rise up. All right, here we go, guys. Next up we had was Candice LeRae versus Dakota Kai. Candice LeRae wins the match via disqualification in 8 minutes and 52 seconds. I think Dakota Kai did it again. She got the brace and hit Candice LeRae while she was trying to do, I think, like a tope move, prompting a disqualification. Oh man. Yeah. Michael Bullock, solid match, bad finish.
I'll tell you what, Fletch. I mean, now Dakota Kai, now it gives me reason to hate her more. I mean, this match was so good, but Dakota Kai had to freaking ruin it. Thanks a lot, you ungrateful bitch. All because you wanted to prove your dark side. We already knew that. And you had to use Tegan Knox's brace. And basically, first off, you come out with it and show it off. Ultimate savagery. Wouldn't you say there, Florio? It's almost like the bitch had no remorse for what she did.
It was straight up thuggery. That's what it was.
Basically what it is that she basically claimed that knee brace like a trophy. Like she basically she went on a hunt, scalped whatever animal she got, and took it home as a trophy. that's something you would see in the wilderness. That we see somebody, it's one of those type of things. It is thuggery. It is an underhanded thing, but
It was sickening.
but the thing is that it works with her new character. It works with her new attitude. I'm gonna say it, man. I know I get a lot of flack for this, but I actually dig Dakota Kai right now. I like her new attitude. I like her being that bitch, as you claim, Michael Bullock. That's somebody that I can actually rally around, believe it or not. So what the hell? I did Crazy Chicks in my day. So what the hell? There's
Well,
no say.
no surprise there. So, but I still think she's a bitch and totally just plain evil. I mean, what was the time, Fletch? I was getting so much into this Dakota Kai.
8 minutes and 52 seconds.
All right, so I'm going to give it 2 stars. Maybe 1 3/4 to 2. I mean, it was on its way to me. It was on its way to being a good match, maybe even teetering on 3. But the finish literally took away from it, and then afterwards, I mean, Dakota Kai continuing her unnecessary savagery on Candice LeRae, and it looked like she was going to do something maybe even worse than what she did to Tegan Knox, but luckily Rhea Ripley put a stop to it, and let's just say, Anthony Florio, Dakota Kai ran away like a coward. I mean, sure, she likes to beat up Candice LeRae, but when it comes to Rhea Ripley, she tucks her tail and runs away. So, well, there's going to come a day, Dakota Kai, where you're going to have to pay the consequences, and I think Rhea Ripley is that person that's going to beat some RESPECT into you. How do you like that, Florio? So, 1 3/4 to 2. I mean, I could have given it a higher rating, but the finish just took away from it. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, it was going as a good match until the DQ finish. I'm not going to rate it because of the DQ finish, but hey, yeah, Dakota Kai did get some upcomings on this. She got what she deserved. Definitely got taken out to the woodshed by Candice LeRae. So hey, save me part of my job. Good job, girl. Not much more to say about it. Fletch, take it.
All right, no problem, Dee. I'm just gonna say, yeah, it was a solid fight, no doubt about it. I'll give it 2 stars. I thought it was fine. I don't mind the DQ finish. It actually plays into Dakota Kai's new heel role. I actually liked it, and I also liked just the beat down that she did after it. Nice to see Rhea Ripley come out and save her friend. Candice LeRae and Rhea Ripley and Candice were the winners of War Games, so it made it more perfect for them to do what they did. So I really got nothing more to add there. So Anthony, quick.
3.5 stars is my rating for the match, even with the DQ finish. What a match. Kai seemed to take her heel turn much better than Bayley. That's for sure. For the past few weeks, we've seen a determined yet overlooked Kai. She showed the entire locker room tonight that she is not somebody to be overlooked ever again, and I applaud her for that. But, she will get her comeuppance, and I think she not only has to deal with Rhea Ripley, but eventually she'll have to deal with Tegan Knox as well. And when Tegan gets back, oh boy, Dakota, there ain't going to be no running, there ain't going to be no hiding. You're going to have to take that ass whooping like a champ. Get ready to do it. Move on.
All right. And then the next thing that we had on this one, we had a vignette of Cameron Grimes, and this one was a Jeremy Borash documentary one. I mean, well, you want to talk about well done. It was one of the best I've seen in a long time. Jeremy Borash, I'm going to say it. He was responsible for the broken Matt Hardy, broken universe gimmick in TNA. Everybody remembers he was the one that had everybody getting green beans for everyone. He was also the nut that brought Vanguard 1, King Maxwell, and the whole universe with the demented Matt Hardy in the realm. He brought Inchweed. God damn it. So that was him. He did an excellent job. I got nothing more to say. Next up we had was for the NXT Cruiserweight title, Leo Rush versus Akira Tozawa. Leo Rush wins the match, successfully defends the title in 9 minutes and 36 seconds. But, okay, Akira Tozawa, memo to you. Don't you ever bring a Monday Night Raw shirt to an NXT show. Because what happened when you brought that shirt, you tried to throw it in the crowd, they threw it back in the crowd, you dumbass.
Ungrateful leeches.
Ungrateful leeches. He's the dumbass that brought a Raw shirt to NXT.
Good
what
for
do you
him.
think was going to happen?
Good for him. Good for him.
What a dumbass.
Obvious frustration. It was obviously a frustrating night, and he wanted to prove that, hey, we're still here, baby. We're still here.
Yeah, well, it did. Well, what was the outcome of the fight there, Florio? Wait. I got it.
Yeah, what happened there?
I got it. You relax. I got it.
I know. Rush won the match, and
just like what happened at Survivor Series.
And again, I'm impressed and I'm humbled. I still hate him. Get out.
Anyway, don't worry, Bullock. I got it, Bullock. Don't worry. I got you. So, T.D. Woodson, after all that, I apologize. It seems like it's trying to go off the rails. It seems like Raw and NXT are still bickering, but you lead off on the Cruiserweight title fight.
It's times like this I'm glad that I'm not associated with the show right now. Yeah, this was a pretty good match. I kind of liked it. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. So to save my voice, I'm not gonna say much more. I'm gonna let you guys hash it out. So go for it.
I don't think there's any hashing out here. But anyway, it was a good fight. It was a good match. I'll give it 3 stars. Leo Rush successfully defended the title. I really got nothing. Look, I get it. Akira Tozawa, good performance, good match. He's a great cruiserweight. There's no doubt about it. It's just that's the way sometimes it goes. So, because Akira Tozawa tried to win the title, unable to do it. Leo Rush successfully defends the title and picked up a very good win. And it keeps the reign going. And, another good victory, another good battle. It makes it actually starting to legitimize Leo Rush as Cruiserweight champion. He is slowly but surely, we got to start taking notice of him as a legitimate champion now. There's really nothing more for us to add. For me, it's a good title defense. So, Anthony, it's yours.
What was your rating, MF?
3.
3 to 3.5. That's it for me. Going into the match, I knew we were in for a treat. Now I'm going to be professional here. Leo Rush has continued to impress during this NXT run, and Akira Tozawa is an underrated talent. It was a fast-paced match that really allowed both men's talents to shine. So well done. Great matchup here. No surprise with the outcome. So really all there is to say on that. So for me, this was a 3 to 3.5 star fight. Well done. So I'll give Rush the credit where credit is due. I admire Akira Tozawa for bringing the Raw shirt into the enemy territory. Bless you, brother. I mean, that shows you that he's a Raw soldier through and through. So
I'll give you that.
for that.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, so that shows you how proud he is to be on Monday Night Raw, and even past it. I mean, even though it's all over now, he still did it. So kudos to you, my friend. Kudos to you. Ha ha. That's all there is to say on that. So, all kidding aside, 3 to 3.5 stars. So nothing more to say. Bullock, I mean, Leo Rush continues to impress. I mean, he's no longer that annoying little idiot, well, except for Didi, but in our eyes, he's not that little idiot anymore.
Yeah, he's not that annoying little idiot anymore. But I mean, he continues to impress as the cruiserweight champion. I mean, even though, like you said, D. Woodson still thinks he's an idiot, but you know what? We can't change our opinion, and we're not going to do it. So, yeah, great work by both men. I mean, definitely, especially with Akira Tozawa. So there's nothing more to say. And oh, by the way, one more thing, Anthony Florio. Don't any of you Monday Night Raw jabronis ever come with a Monday Night Raw shirt and try to throw it into the crowd, because if that happens again, one of your jabronis is going to get taken to the woodshed. I'm going to get that whip out and beat the you know what out of them.
Hey, easy there, Bullock. Easy. The war's over now. For now, because everybody knows it might heat up again at Royal Rumble, because that's when, remember, Royal Rumble could be the same way. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, but remember, last person standing gets the ultimate bragging rights. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, nothing more to say, and we'll give it we'll give it for what it's worth. So next we had was Zia Lee versus Vanessa Bourne. Zia Lee wins the match in a $9. Worst fight of the night. We're not going to talk about that. But what we are going to talk about was what happened next. So the 4 horsewomen of MMA, Marina Shafir, Jessamine Duke, and Shayna Baszler came out, and they tried to, they cut it a promo. Well, Rhea Ripley showed up, and they actually got into it. Rhea and Shayna cut it a promo, and oh boy, yeah, it got real. Shayna, there's a badass girl that's just as bad as you, that's not afraid of you, and is ready to kick your ass. Her name is Rhea Ripley, former NXT UK Women's Champion, and I'll openly admit it, future NXT Women's Champion. So, nothing more to say. This was amazing. And Anthony, I got to give it to you, bro.
Yeah, I'm all over the place here. Let me see. Ciampa and Balor, right? The Rhea and Shayna face off.
Yeah.
We don't know when we're going to see them face off, but when we do, it's going to be a big money match. Rhea is getting herself over as a massive star, and as far as I'm concerned, is the first opponent for Shayna to look this credible in quite some time. So we've been saying it all along. I mean, nobody had a better 72-hour stretch than Rhea Ripley. It started last Friday night on SmackDown when she pinned Charlotte Flair in that captain's triple threat match with Rhea, Charlotte, and Sasha on SmackDown. And then the next night at TakeOver War Games, despite being down 4-2 with Candice LeRae, they still overcame the odds and beat Team Baszler in that unforgettable Women's War Games match. And then from there, Survivor Series, leading Team NXT to victory with Candice LeRae and Io Shirai. So I'm telling you, book this match. We don't care when it is. I pray that we don't have to wait all the way until February in Portland. I want to see this on a TV. You want to beat AEW in the ratings? Book this match on a TV and give it the proper time it deserves. And oh, by the way, make it the main event. You do that, you'll beat AEW blindfolded. Simple as that. Bullock, what says you? You have Keith Lee, a big star on the men's side. You've got a future breakout star on the women's side. Her name is Rhea Ripley.
Oh, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, she got into Shayna Baszler's face, proving that she ain't afraid of her. And this is why I'm saying that we all can agree Rhea Ripley is going to be the future NXT Women's Champion and end that long run of Shayna Baszler. Because Rhea Ripley is one badass woman that's not going to take shit from anybody, especially the four horsewomen of MMA. So, you know what? If Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir want to try to stick their nose in this match, yeah, they're not going to like what they see from Rhea Ripley. So, I hope it happens somewhere soon. Who knows? Maybe it could be a future NXT show, or maybe if this is a big time one, maybe save it for. Well, here's the thing, Florio. It's not going to be February. I think it would be part of Royal Rumble weekend. Let's not forget about that, because they're going to have.
It's not a takeover. It's a Worlds Collide show.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. So, yeah, I would have to hope that it's somewhere down the line before that. So, yeah. So, but here's the thing. Here's how I would do it. If you want to end 2019 in style for NXT, I'd say save it for the final NXT show of 2019. Because if you want to end it with a bang, that is the perfect way to do it. Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's title, final NXT of 2019, and close it in grand style and have that moment with Rhea Ripley becoming the new NXT Women's Champion. Dee Woodson, quick thought?
Definitely see Rhea coming out with the title eventually. So, yeah, this would be an awesome match, especially if you can keep the little flunkies out of the ring and, make it legitimately one-on-one. Heck, let's put it in a cage. Let's put it in a cage where those two can't get in there. Let's really hype it up. So, yeah, not much more I'm going to say about it. Fletch, go.
Yeah, so now we finally get into the main event of the evening. It Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor, and it was Balor winning the match in 11 minutes and 33 seconds. And I believe it is Anthony. Anthony, you lead off?
Yes, I do lead off. So,
all right, it's yours.
Another 3.5 star match. A lot of more things to come out of this. I think we have ourselves a potential another triple threat opportunity here. I mean, it's obvious that Ciampa, he's pretty much in that running. Now I think Finn Balor just may have put himself in the running for it as well. I mean, this is now turning into a love triangle for the NXT title, but it's a bit intriguing though. I think I would prefer a singles feud after the plethora of multi-man matches we've had between TakeOver and Survivor Series. Regardless, this is what we are getting. It may not be what I would prefer, but it's certainly entertaining. Each week, we're left wondering what Finn Balor's motives are. And I know that I, for one, am anxious to find out. Where Ciampa lost, the story would seemingly dictate that Ciampa is out of the title scene. But we can't expect that Ciampa will leave Goldie B. No. My guess is that this will lead to some sort of three-way feud for the NXT title, perhaps at the Royal Rumble, or maybe even the Worlds Collide event. But only time will tell where this angle leads. But 3.5 stars. And well, Bullock, it seems. Well, here's the thing. We all know about karma, right? Karma. What goes around comes around. You all know that.
Yep.
And for Adam Cole, well, I think the karma is finally biting you in your ass, buddy. That's all there is to say on that. It's biting you hard. So you not only have Tommaso Ciampa to deal with or worry about in this case, he's got another guest coming to his dinner table, and his name is Finn Balor. Oh, by the way, former NXT champion, and oh, by the way, the longest running NXT champion in history. Baby, you got a lot to be worried about now. I'm like, oh God, first I got Ciampa, now I got the Demon Prince after me now. Oh my God, what do I? Well, that's what you get for running your mouth there, buddy boy. That's all I can say on that. So, karma just bit you in the ass. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Wouldn't you say there, Bullock? Wouldn't you agree with that? 3.5 stars for the match.
Well, what says me? I mean, I say the same thing. I mean, karma will come back and bite you on the ass. So, yeah, 3.5 stars for the main event. I mean, this was a good main event, and yeah, I mean, yeah, now all I can say is careful what you wish for, Adam Cole, because now you might get what's coming to you. Because now not only you have Tommaso Ciampa coming for the gold, but Finn Balor may be coming for it as well. So there's nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, Finn Balor definitely has come to play and definitely going for that title. He's definitely out there on his own. He's not associated with any faction. He's there on his own. He's there to do what he knows he has to do for himself and for NXT. So, yeah, I think Cole got his retribution from that kick that he got from Balor. Ciampa definitely is going to be taking a back seat at least for a little while, and we'll just have to see when this is going to play out, because I think this is going to be one match for the ages when you get Balor in there with Adam Cole. So not much more going to say about it. About 3 stars. So it's yours.
Yeah, it's 3 stars, no doubt about it. And that will do it for us here tonight. All right. So one last bit of news to do. We got to do the overall review. Dee, what's in? I'll let you go first so that you can get on out here and rest your voice.
Yeah, I'd say it's a solid show. I'm going to probably go maybe 8 stars with NXT. I think they kind of won the night storyline wise, and with how the matches went. I mean, the matches were a lot better, I think, over on NXT. So I'm not going to say too much more. So see you guys Monday. Hopefully my voice will be better. So good night, guys.
Good night, Dee. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go with the 8 star, with the 8.0 as well. There's really nothing more to add here. So Anthony, I'm just gonna give you it quickly.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. Better show than AEW. Some great action, some great storyline progression. Rhea Ripley got elevated again. Keith Lee got elevated tonight. The Pounce, that's already become a viral sensation. I mean, you should see what they have on Twitter about that already. I mean, my goodness. saying when somebody goes for the last piece of pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving before us, boom, goodbye. So that's all there is to say on that. So thank you, Keith Lee, for another great moment. And then, of course, the NXT title situation. Balor, Ciampa, Cole, looking at a three-way maybe. So great storyline progression, great action throughout. Definitely wins against AEW once again. Wake up, AEW. For the first couple of weeks, you were dominating, but now NXT's been whooping your ass. And who knows? This could end up keeping going. So there's really nothing more to say. So 8 out of 10 for me, Bullock. It's only fitting we let you wrap it up, Mr. NXT. So how did you feel about the first show after your celebration?
It was a good show. 8 to 8.5 for me. I mean, I thought that everything was good. I mean, yeah. So there's really nothing more to say. You guys pretty much touched on it. So Fletch, let's just wrap it up.
Well, there is one little bit of news, guys, that needs to be addressed. This just got posted a few seconds ago on the 434, which is on Facebook. But Jessica Carr, the referee for NXT, well, unfortunately for NXT fans, tonight was the last night you're going to get to see Jessica Carr on NXT. Guys, she just got called up to the main roster. And Jessica, welcome to SmackDown Live. She is now one of us. She will be an exclusive referee for SmackDown. Wow. You'll get to see that lovely lady. She gets to work with us starting this Friday night.
Boy, congratulations, Jessica Carr. I mean, an awesome promotion for her. And she gets to join our favorite referee, Florio, Mr. Danilo. But I'll tell you what. I'm interested to see what match she's going to have her first to referee on Friday Night SmackDown. I guess we'll find out this Friday.
We will. Definitely good match. Nothing more to think. So that's it, guys. So we're done for the night. Thank you so much for watching tonight. And on the behalf of myself, Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock, and Didi Woodson, we want to wish each and every one of you guys a happy and healthy Thanksgiving weekend. Enjoy tomorrow or today because it's well after midnight here in the East Coast. But enjoy the day. There's a lot of football. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. And then please be careful on the roads this weekend. You got Black Friday. So all you crazy people out there, just be safe, be healthy, have a lot of fun. You are done for the week, guys. We'll be back on Monday for Ridiculously Raw, and we're going to do it all over again. So until then, have a good night, everybody. So long for now. And from all of us here, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you very soon, guys. For now, for Wednesday Night Mayhem, we are out.
Happy Thanksgiving.